What's up guys, welcome back to Half Man Half Tech. So this is a new wallpaper and it came with iOS 14.2 beta 4, and not only that, there's a ton of more new things that came with this update. So let's see what has changed with this update. For me, on my iPhone 6s that you see here, it came in at around 286.1 megabytes, so not a big file, it's actually a small file. And if we go into the settings, right, and then go to general and then go to the about this iPhone section, you can see the software build number that we have, that it's 18B5083A. This build number has an A at the end, and what this means is that iOS 14.2 could actually be released sooner than we expect. When you see a build number that has an A, it means that it's almost, like the last build number of that beta version. So we can sort of expect iOS 14.2 to come out perhaps with the iPhone 12 mini or the Pro Max version of the iPhone 12. So perhaps that's when we can expect it. And then if we go down a little bit, you can see the modem firmware version that I have here is 8.02.01. Before it was .00, so now it's .01, and it has been updated slightly. If we go back just to see how much storage is being taken up by this update, it just takes a moment to load, and if we go down, you can see that it's taken up 7.33 gig, almost the same as beta 3, and not much of a change here. So that's the software changes that came with this update. Now in terms of new features and changes that came with this update, if we go into the settings and then go to the wallpaper section here, and then go to choose a new wallpaper, and then select the stills wallpaper here, and then just scroll down a little bit, so you can see that we have a ton of new wallpapers here. There's about 8 of them that I noticed. The thing is, I don't know why they didn't choose to put them on top here, and they chose to put them somewhere in the middle of the wallpapers. So for you to be able to see this, you have to scroll down in the middle. But as you can see here, these are the new wallpapers that we have. And this wallpaper that you see here, I think this is actually from the previous commercial of the iPhone 11 Pro when they illustrated the camera. So this is also a new wallpaper, and it can switch between daylight and night mode, and all these wallpapers can switch between daytime and nighttime. That's perhaps one of the most notable change that came with beta 4. The next change that came with beta 4 has to do with Apple Pay. So when you open your wallet for the first time and set up a card, there's a new animation that pops up, and that animation also shows you different cards that you can set up, and that is also something cool that came with this update. Now in terms of bug fixes that came with this update, for me on my iPhone 6s, this news widget that I have here as a stacked widget was actually blank. So after I updated to beta 4 of iOS 14.2, you can see that it's now showing, and if we click here, you can see that it just delays now when loading. I don't know if that's a bug perhaps, but as you can see here, it's loading, and you can basically sort of get a glimpse of what you will see when you click the widget. In terms of bugs still existing, if you have a HomePod or the new HomePod mini that was just introduced, and you have a message for you can't actually replay the message, and also notifications from the HomePod using the intercom functions aren't working with this beta 4. So just keep in mind, if you use that often, that this is actually an update that you would want to skip. So basically that's more or less of the changes that came with this update. Now let's see how my battery is. If we go into the settings and then go to the battery section here, and then go to the health, you can see that my maximum health capacity has now dropped. Before I updated, it was on 80%, so now it's on 79%. And if I go back here, you can see that it will actually tell me to service, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully it's a bug and not the actual recalculation that came with this update, which means I'll have like 1% to last me until it drops again. But basically you can see that my battery health did drop, but by 1%. So in order for me to be able to tell if this was a bug or not, I would have to wait for the next update, which is perhaps the GM, since we already have an A build number at this time. So when that comes out, I'll be able to show you. But anyways, if we go back just to see the screen on time that I've been getting, I haven't been using this phones for some time, but basically you can see the screen on time that I've been getting and the screen off time and the corresponding battery percentage for the different days that I use this phone. And then when it comes to performance, I did run Geekbench 5 scores here just to see, you know, how it's performing compared to iOS 14.2 beta 3. So if we see the CPU performance, you can see that, you know, on these are the scores that I got on 14.2 beta 4, and these are the scores that I got on 14.2 beta 3. So you can see them sort of side by side. On beta 4 single core, I got 543, on beta 3 549, so slightly lower. And then on multi-core on beta 4 I got 978, and then on beta 3 I got, for multi-core I got 1024. So it's slightly lower when it comes to performance, but you know, when it comes to like just general device usage, you won't be able to tell. You can see how settings open. If you open the camera app, you can see that, you know, it opens quite quick, and taking an image is actually faster than iOS 14.1, which just came out. But basically on my iPhone 6s, that's how it's performing and that's how it is. And whether you should update or not, I really feel like since the build number has an A at the end, it's the most, you know, stable beta of this iOS 14.2 that you're going to get. So, you know, there shouldn't be anything much that would hinder you from updating. But anyways, that's about it for me, guys. If you like this video, drop a like and hit subscribe down below so that you stay up to date with all the iOS 14 videos that I have for you. And if you'd like to see a follow-up video in about 2 to 3 days, then let me know and I will definitely do something for you. So that's about it for me, guys. Stay safe, and I will definitely see you in the next video very soon. Peace.